Hello, are we live? Anyway, hi everyone. My name's Andrew. Everyone being no one because it's live and nobody's joined my stream just yet. Gonna go and share it now. See Twitter. Slack has quit unexpectedly. All right. Nobody's watching. That's all right. Let's see. What am I going to do today? Just check that. Yeah. All right. So, not a lot going on. This is my first stream. I have installed OBS. Obviously, I've done a couple of those live coding happy hours. You may have seen them. I was nominated as a community MVP, which is not community developer MVP, which is even apparently better. Less people, if you ask Kalai. I think he did the numbers on that one. I have an idea that I want to have a play with. I guess we'll see how that plays out. Here's my PDI. So if you've been to ServiceNow developer Slack, SNDevs Slack, that's where I am. That's where I've just shared the stream. It did crash just before, but no, it's still alive. You've probably seen Points Bot. That's something that people give each other points when they help out. Pretty cool, but the leaderboard is pretty average if you manage to find dev program. Yeah, it's this one over here. So this is it, pretty much. It's a stock standard service portal with a very basic widget that I think Earl, who wrote a lot of it, put together. It's got two main widgets, all time and the last 3 months. The 3 months is the one that gives you the little medals and stuff next to your name, which I'd maybe like to include. I don't know. I was thinking of a what do they call them? Like your first, second, third in a little stand up the top of the page, and then maybe a nicer list layout. And when you search for yourself, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if they realize that a whole bunch of people aren't showing up. Where am I? Okay, there I am. I have done 52 points. But if you type in the name, that is apparently me at U9QB5. What about down here? Because I don't nowhere near the all time. So that one kind of works. 134. So let's try make it better. I cloned the GitHub repo into my PDI, and I know pretty much nothing about it, how it works, nothing like that. I know that I think I set up a Slack, or one of my friends had a Slack that I might be an admin of. I'm going to try that, or see if I can't create a workspace so I can actually play with it. Let's see. Nope. I'm probably something else. What is the name of your company or team? That's a good question. Maybe just Andrew. What's a project your team is working on? Who do you email the most about this? I don't think we need that one. Launch workspace. Open in Slack. Look at that. So if we jump over here, look at that. Your first channel. Hi me. That's pretty much it. I want to set my name to so that people know who I am. There we go. That's more like it. So this is the over here. This is my GitHub, where I forked that particular repo from, and that has the wiki with the install guide. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm just setting it up in my PDI so that it works. Fork this repo into your own GitHub, link the PDI via Studio. That's what I've done. It's over here. Slack points thing. That'll be it. A whole bunch of crap in there, which is fine. We'll work that out later. Create app, install into Slack. So create a new Slack app in an instance where you are an admin, not in SNDevs, yeah. Can't hurt. We'll actually let's pop that in a new window. Andrew. App name. Points thing. Create app. Enable events. Incoming webhooks, interactive components, event, make it easy for your app to respond to activity in Slack. Enable events. On. Request URL is your dev instance, etc. So that's dev 90708. That's my new one. API, Slack points, handle Slack events. I'm assuming, what did they say it was? Handle Slack events. Alright, subscribe to, no, let's go back here. That's done, saved apparently. Subscribe to workplace events. Subscribe to events on behalf of users, add workspace event, and that is message channels and message.groups. I've never done anything with Slack before. I definitely have a use case for this. This is something that I want to do at my work. Groups. set up a Slack bot, do the natural language stuff for virtual agent. I'd like to do some integrations for major incident handling and stuff. That would be pretty cool. But for now, I want to fix points thing. Add a bot user. Okay. Where's bot user? App home. Ability to turn on home tab, a non-message based surface that uses block kit. What? App home. Your app's home includes 3 tabs: home, messages, and about. Requires a bot token with at least one scope. Add a scope first to continue. Is it in here? Apps. Bot? No. Here we go. First, assign a scope to your bot token. A bot token makes it possible. Bot user tokens. Meet the tokens. Bot, classic bot, user. Allow you to work directly on behalf of users based on all the scopes they award. Now, bot user tokens feature a more granular permission model and still require a bot user to function. This is the ideal way to build a Slack app. Classic bot. Older bot user tokens are special and require a bot user and the bot scope. Okay. I don't really care about beta. I just want to set up a bot. New bot users can request individual scopes. Yeah, okay. So how do I make one? Create a new Slack app. I don't need to do that. Calling API methods. I think all that's sort of sorted. Your apps. Let's go back here. Yeah, that's fine. Points thing. Bots. Review scopes to add. Scopes. Bot token scopes. Scope that governs what your app can access. What does it say back here? Add a bot user. Give bot permission to post messages. Chat write bot. Chat write. Send messages as point thing. Okay. Is that it? Bot user OAuth access token. Oops. My wife is talking to me. What's going on? Yeah, that's fine. So I've added add a bot user. give the bot user permission to post messages. I'll assume that's about right. Make a note of the bot user OAuth access token for sys properties later. No. Pin there. Where? I wonder if it's something. Maybe that one. Bot user OAuth access token. We'll try that later. I don't really care about an icon for now. Clicked a button by mistake. I am a bot and I love points. Save changes. Oh, background color, I think because it's PDI, that's really red. Something like that. All right. Yeah, my bot's online. OAuth and permissions. Okay, install app to workspace. Points thing is requesting, yeah, what will points thing be able to view? Content info, perform actions, yeah, that's what I just added. Here we go, copy. Alright, so I've done that. Did he show up? General. Hello, points thing. Is that all I need to do? You have to put the... Connect them together. Place token into property X, SNC Slack points, Slackbot token. Do this outside of the scope of points thing. So if we jump back to here and we change our scope to global and we go to, where was it? Properties, sys properties.list. We do a filter on name. Look at that. The record is in global. To edit this record, click here. But it's telling me not to do that. Slack will automatically disable your token when it does a scan in GitHub. Well, that's no good. I think maybe if you click edit, that forces it into the same scope. Save that. Let's have a look at sysupdate xml.list. Yeah. think that's all right, because when I actually get working, I'm going to switch branches, I think. Yeah. All right. Well, that's added. Let's. You can't give yourself points, so I'm going to give points thing points. Ah, invite them to the channel. Have some points thing. Hey, look at that. They can't be first. Wait, let me give myself points. It's interesting. All right, well, it worked. Let's see if this should now be my points leaderboard, but we've got the same problem over here. I wonder why that is. Slack user table. Show list. Points 2. Yeah, so this is probably points thing. Other points. Points thing. Does that then? Yeah, it does. Alright, so what's this? UI action. Sync Slack user. Let's try work out why. Slack is new Slack client. Slack.get user info, current user ID, replace. Replace. That's an interesting line of code. Slack client. Open definition. Ooh, that's new. So this is Orlando. Find references. What does that take us to? That is amazing. Shout out to the developers who built that, because that is going to save a lot of time. Let's have a look at this script include when it loads. Reload. There we go. All right. So it gets the token. Slack endpoint, that's fine. User ID. I wonder if this is... Ooh, that's interesting. And that looks like it doesn't need... I wonder... Let's get Postman. I don't have Postman installed. This is a new new laptop-ish. No, I don't have Postman installed. Interesting. Slack.com/API/. users.info. Not authed. So do we have like some kind of authentication? Portal inbound. Like there's new get request. Set endpoint token. Alright, I'm gonna get postman and we're gonna play with that. Download, save. Yeah, sorry if you can't see the bottom of my screen. I have 1200p monitors and they don't like streaming. Yes, open, install. Move to our applications folder. Postman. Where'd you go? There we are. I'm gonna sign up. Google, let's chuck you over here. Where's the... Oh, never mind. Take me straight to the app. Alright. Oh, it's not that late. It's only 8:30. I don't want any of that. New request. Slack user info. Select an existing collection or provide a collection name. Create collection for Slack API. That'll do. Alright, so we've got Slack API / users.info, and that'll be a get. New get request, query parameter, new get request, REST message, endpoint, and resource. That's the resource, endpoint, yep, endpoint's up there. Get query parameters. So token, and the value is that one. What else was in there? User and user ID. So if we go back to user ID is apparently that one. User ID, that one. Send. Missing scope. Users read. Provided chat write. I bet that's because they're splitting the tokens. So that was what we read about 5 minutes ago, that because that's the bot token. Let's try this other one. Alright, well, let's update the bot. Scopes. Chat right. I think that was users read. You've changed the permissions. Please read. Yeah, okay, allow. Let's try that one again. User not found. Okay. That's better. Try that. Nope. Nope. I wonder if it's because it's the bot and not me. I don't know how I can point myself. Oh, I'll just frickin'. I don't know. Scripted REST APIs. How do you debug those? Created. It was API X maybe? Contains. Yeah. So this is something that I haven't really played too much with either, the scripted REST APIs. Oh, so this gets the number of points. A handle event here. Requests. Can I see those requests? Can I see the API log? I don't know. Event logs. It's not really a system event. System logs probably won't be a transaction. I can do a star API X. Response time. What about this one? That's interesting. Right back here. Oh, someone watching. I've been talking to myself for a while. Seems like it's working well. I just happened to check here real quick, but I'm heading to sleep. Yeah, that's understandable. It's probably ridiculous time where you are. It's 2:30. Have fun. Thanks for stopping by. I should probably keep my eye on chat if there is... Oh, there's no chat. But yeah, thanks. Thanks. Anyway, let's keep going. I was a little hesitant because I've been having some trouble with OBS on this machine, on pretty much any Mac running Catalina. But yeah, HTTP logging, we were trying to work out what the crap was going on and why that username isn't becoming a user. I don't know if that's the best use of our time, honestly. I want to get a few more people in there, but I think it's a bit difficult running your own Slack channel. Because it doesn't let you point yourself. Unless I go and disable that feature. Oh, but that'll be more digging. Never mind. What I was really wanting to do is the service portal stuff. I've had some ideas. That's something else that I'm fairly new on. Branches and GitHub. Ugh, lots of stuff. I have no idea what these tags are. Creating a branch was on a new branch being created. Remote repository that is configured for this application. Yeah, so that's like my GitHub. Let's call it leaderboard 2.v2. That'll do. I don't want to. I don't really want those changes to be included. I'm gonna probably stash them because I still. Yeah. Alright, so try a different name. Back. Underscore. Yeah, that'll do. Stash. Create branch. Now, I'm sure a lot of this is probably new to Orlando because I know source control got a lot of love. Setting up, like you can have it through a mid server now, which is pretty awesome. I hope I've done the right. Stuff's disappearing. This will be my first time contributing to somebody else's GitHub anything, I think. They're all disappearing. I really hope I've done the right thing. Oh, it's recreating it. Awesome. Yeah, so my kind of development is more straight up ServiceNow. Global scope, working for customers that don't particularly care about scoped apps. That's more of a, oh, if you want to do it, it's okay from a developer perspective, which, you know, is fine. There's also a whole bunch of questions about purchasing licenses for scoped stuff, and sometimes it's just easier to make an update set and do what you need to in prod. I mean, dev, of course. Successfully created and switch branch, leaderboard v2. Okay, great. So, this is the leaderboard. Let's get rid of this. I'm okay leaving that. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. So, let's have a look at these pages. Service portal, points, leaderboard. I've already got that open. That's over here. Showing the top 20. I might have to add some users. Properties. See, I don't know if this application was showing up in my Slack points thing bot. Slack. Yeah, okay, there it is. So we've got users. There are no records in there. We've got points, events, points, Slack users. I wonder, is this because I created a new branch? Probably is. That's going to make it hard to... I wonder if I can point the other bot again. Points thing plus plus. Point thing plus plus. It's probably not going to work now that I've broken something. Because I've stashed those local... Yeah. Properties. No, there's the token. Did it change it when I reinstalled it? Probably. Slack. Docs. Your apps. Points thing. Client ID. Verification token. Install app. LWE. Oops. Yeah. I wonder if that's in global now. Maybe. Try again. Hey, there we go. 3 points. So if we go back to here and we go points. Okay. So this is interesting. You've got a source event. Oh, this is what I was looking for earlier. Oh, that's nice. The text is actually that kind of reference. The user is... Oh, that's different. I wonder if that works in Postman now. Oh. Timestamp, team, message. Team ID, app ID, token, element, user. That one? Send. Oh. Type, text, plus plus. Alright. Well, that's fairly okay. And here's the points. I wonder if that's... I wonder if there's a business rule that moves it to other points. Nope. What's other points used for? Anyway. Let's have a look over. So this is the leaderboard. Didn't live refresh. I'd maybe like to fix that. 3 points there. Now it's not showing the name again. I'll bet that that's... Yeah, it's emptied it out. Points thing over here, and we go back to too many tabs. Yeah, that's curious. I wonder if that's a caching issue. So there's two different widgets, points leaderboard recent and points leaderboard. Where's the widget editor? Widgets over here. Points. Leaderboard recent. Looks like they have they do a glide record on Slack points Slack user. That's an interesting table. I wonder if that's a hello, that's my wife. You can come and say hello if you want. I am live. Oh, probably not then. Hello, it's my little bubby. She's very awake. Okay. Good night. Sorry about that. Where was I? Slack points, Slack events user. There was the table. I think it was a database table that joins them. Database view, that's what they're called. I don't know. I would have thought that'd show up in Studio. No, maybe it's not. Slack points. What's that one called? Ah, Slack points, Slack point user. Is that where we at? Slack points, Slack user. Anyway, query keywords. Ah, so that's where it'll be on. So as you type, showing the top 20. So it's this input here. ng model to see data keywords. Yeah. And on change, it just does a server update. No worries. Debounce 250. I wonder if that means that. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that Angular did that. There's 250 millisecond pause when you do a search. Debounce. I'll have to try and remember that. Yeah, just let my puppy know it. All right. So, man, there's a lot of stuff in here that I haven't seen before. Pluralize. List group result container. So that's if there's no keywords, it shows the top 20. Is that what it looks like on dev resources? Developer resources. Oh, I can't remember. I had it open a second ago. Created on last 3 months, yeah. So that's the first one, the last 3 months there, and there's a aggregate on the number of points. So it does a query on Slack users, and then for each Slack user it looks up their points. That makes sense. It does an aggregate. And then gets with the function down the bottom. Yeah, and then we return items, which is get leaderboard. Data.items equals get leaderboard. So if we jump over to the actual page and we open our, oops, not the source, the developer console, and we actually push out scope.data, that's pretty amazing. If you've ever not done service portal development, just hold down Control and click, and then you can log scope data. You can edit the option schema right there, like you can add it's awesome. But what we're looking for is this. Name, points, and a hash key. Where's that? Data.items. Yeah, so it's pretty much just name and points that they push into it. And then over in the HTML, unordered list, results container, list group item, for item in CData items. Yeah, items. For every item, they put the name and they pull right the points. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We could probably do some fancy CSS stuff like first child, second child, and make the leaders appear a bit more leadery. So CSS first child. Not a huge CSS developer, but I know it's very powerful. So dot list group item colon first child. Is that? Yeah. Font size colon first child. What's the? Yeah, that seems to be right. Font size. I don't know. XX large, I think, to start with, and then if we save that, it should make very large. And then if we go, whoa, the second child. Let's go to CSS second child, nth child. Yeah, awesome. Second child dot list group item colon nth child font size X large, and say the third child, we'll just make it large, makes them stand out a bit. We'll save that. Not going to see any difference because we've only got one user. I'll jump over here and Slack users. open this up. And I don't know, we'll just fake it. Test user 2 points to insert and stay. Test user 3. That could be like a, I don't know, J or something. 1. Save. No, crap. 2. 2. 2. Insert. 1, 2, 3 test users. Back to the points leaderboard over here. Refresh. Now we should have. Oh, I bet it's not finding anything because you need entries into Slack points. Those ones. Slack points. Is that a reference to the user? Slack user, Slack point. Oh man. I mean, it's well designed and I can see it working, but frick. Giver. Oh, that's me. Awesome. So I can be a Slack user now. So that. Andrew. I mean, technically that'd be me. I'm gonna have 100 points because I don't want Slack bot to be ahead of me. Points. Yeah, but it's smart enough. I think if we go back to here and yeah, see, it'll chuck all of those down here. But because you haven't earned the points in the last 3 months, you don't show up on the top list there. So I need to make some points for me. And you know what? I'm going to give myself the points. Give a target. Me. Text. Me plus plus. That'll do. Save. Oh. So that's why you can't point yourself, I'm guessing. Duplicate entry for key primary. That's a really weird database thing. That's some hard-faced it's really interesting. Go back to the leaderboard. So yeah, I'm there now. I wonder why that one's different. I might have to compare the two and see, like, I'm assuming that this widget over here, that it's just pushing in the wrong field, maybe? Where it makes the item name count, which is a glide aggregate on Slack points point. Get the display value. I wonder if the display value's changed on that table in... It shouldn't have. Again, it's not something that I should really worry about. I mean, they're bigger, which I like. I think that's a pretty good outcome with a little bit of CSS. I mean, that's fine. What would I like to do now? There was some janky dev program resources. That's what it was. So this is the live one. There was something weird with some usernames. Use that in front. Where it was sort of, the lines were breaking. Like, I remember seeing that a few months ago when I was looking at it. Maybe because there was too many. I don't know. It shows in the live version there's no 20-point cutoff, whereas in the code it's meant to say if there's no keywords, only show the top 20. Let's just refresh that. Yeah, it's definitely showing more than that. And when you search, it breaks as well. Showing the top 20, but it doesn't actually cut them off. So that does show, yeah. There's a limit of 100. So maybe that should be updated. Or should that be updated? I don't want to change too much. I'll just put that to 100. Actually, is that called at all? Get users. Oh yeah. That's for the search. This one. Created on last 3 months. That one doesn't have a... Huh, okay. That's alright. Like I said, I don't really want to go and change people's stuff around there. What about the medals? So in Slack, there are little medals. Let's have a look at what else is in here. So there's the points thing logo. Yeah, that looks pretty standard. And there are the messages that it says, and I found them somewhere. I think they were in a script include. Random message. Good work, user. Good going, user. Way to help out, user. I would like to add some funny ones of these as well. So there's a get message there. And I have a feeling that, yeah, so there's first place medal, second, third, and commendation for ranks 4 to 10. That's just a star. How can we get those in Service Portal? I wonder if they are first place medal emoji. Yeah. So it is a proper emoji. I wonder if I can just copy and paste it and chuck it in, say, items, get leaderboards, name. I'll just chuck it after this. Add. Save and see if it works. Hey, look at that. That's really cool. I don't understand how emojis work. Like, browsers support them and everything supports them, but how are you meant to type them other than going to a web page and copying the freaking emoji and pasting it? Like, how can you just type the 9? I don't know. They're all over the place. Oh, there's freaking URLs with emojis in them. Alright, so we've got the first place medal. Let's chuck that under somewhere in a comment because that's really cool. Maybe in here, comment. Let's get the second place medal. Like, it just feels wrong to be able to go to a website and copy an emoji and paste it, and it just sort of, like, it's amazing, and I wish I understood it, but I don't understand it. Like, it's not a picture, it's an emoji, it's like a text, and it's part of Unicode or something, but I don't know. Star emoji. White medium star? I think that will be fine. Oh, man, I need to kill some tabs already. Alright, so I've got those down there. Where should I do this? So I could modify the items. I think you can just jump in and edit. Because data.items is it's an array of objects. So if we go data.items dot, it's an array, so the first one dot name equals the same plus, because that'll be a string, we'll chuck that on the end, and then 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, nope, 3, 2, and get rid of it over here. Save. Hey. Oh, yep, that's because I don't have a number 3. I should probably catch for that. So do I want to do an if for each of these? Can we just do that? I don't think so. If that exists, do that. That. give me unnecessary semicolon jazz because I'm doing single line ifs, which I don't like it either, guys. I don't like it either. Especially because then we run into, well, what the craps that go with 4 to 10. I don't want to do this another 6 times, 7 times. Yeah, so that fixes. Can you step into an array and return JavaScript array functions? I'll tell you. If you can step into an array, you can do a for. If you loop across it, I don't know. Let's stick with this for now. I kind of like this. Because that will just work. Can definitely do more on this later. What else do I need to do? Stars. I is less than 6. I plus plus. So if we do a for loop for the rest of them, if data.items of I plus 3. So we start at 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. That's number 4 in the array. Data.items I plus 3 dot name equals the same plus a star plus, where's my star? Down here. Plus a star, semicolon. And we save that, and I mean, no errors is a good start. I really want to be able to test it, but I just don't think it's going to let me. Insert and stay. Unique key violator. Yeah. For whatever reason, you can't manually hack the points table. Which, I mean, yeah, I guess I understand it. It's not really an issue because nobody actually has access to the dev program resources. ServiceNow instance where all of the data is kept, and even if they did, like, it's easy enough to, as you can see, add something like that. Anyway, maybe we should make it live update. Put a record watch in there. I was Googling about this. ServiceNow widget live update record watch. there's a few things that I want to make live. Oh, not that one, obviously. Is that like an ad or something? So this is Record Watch in Service Portal, creating custom widgets. I've seen those numbers before. They use Snagit. Let's jump to the Orlando version of this. Very exciting. Record Watch scope. Use the client API SPUtil Record Watch to register a listener on a widget. The listener is notified when table records are inserted, deleted, or updated. Awesome. To use a record watch, pass SPUtil as a dependency to the client's. Oh yeah, okay, that's easy. I wonder if we have to pass scope in as well. The client script, turn off. Yeah, scope's in there. All right, so pass in SPUtil. If I could type. Scope, table name, filter, function, returns information about the event that has occurred, returns the data inserted or updated on the table. I guess for this one, like, we want to know if there's an insert into points and just run the whole thing again. I don't think the Slack channel moves so fast that that would break anything. Yeah, okay, so what's the table name? Tables, Slack, point. Slack points. Sorry, just a sec. Yeah. Okay. So this is the table. No, that's a module. What am I looking at? Table Slack point. That's the name. So that's the table name. I don't know if we need a filter. Function name. Save. All right. That is now broken. I think. What's going on? It's definitely logged it. Syntax error, unexpected. Too many. Too many curly brackets. Is that better? That's better. All right, we'll jump back to the leaderboard. Watch the console, and we'll go over to Slack, and we'll go points thing, have some points. Give a here. And then we've got display value, sysid, record, updated by guest, created, mod count, giver, etc., etc. So that's all the details of the record that was just inserted, which makes sense because we're using a record watcher. Data. That's the same data. There's the operation of insert. I don't know because we're watching the table, and I mean that user already existed, so we could just do it if a operation is data dot operation is insert, then we do a update, cserver.update. Yeah, so if name dot data, no, name dot, oh yeah, name dot data dot operation equals insert, then cserver update. And I might, oh yeah, it's the same thing. Surprise, surprise. Is anyone actually watching? If you could, could you throw a comment in? If not, I might just take a break for a minute. No, okay, no, nobody's commented. I will be back in 5 or so. I need to change a nappy. I would put music on, but I don't want to get copyright hit. Be back soon. everyone's watching. Hello. Welcome back to me. Where was I? I was doing stuff over here. I was setting up the record watcher to auto update every time a person gets a point. Yeah. I also managed to get some snacks. Australian chocolate. If you've never had it, it's better than other chocolate. I don't really care. I like chocolate. The Australian tap water is pretty good as well. All right. So we've got the server update on the page. Did we save that? Let's save it. And then if I jump over here, move that off to the other side so we can actually watch it, and we go ++ to our beloved points thing, and we wait. Look at that, live updates. Really easy. Live updates. The other idea that I had was this one. If you can see that. Oh, fireworks. Taking something like this, every time someone gets a point, we'll just have some fireworks. There's a whole bunch of it's pretty much entirely JavaScript, and we have a canvas element. Set of our canvas element. Launching fireworks with a click. Oh, that's cool. I don't really want that though. I wonder if I can turn that off. Create a firework. Particles. Yeah, so there's the event listener. Mouse down, mouse up. With the X and Y. Once the window loads, we are ready for some fireworks. They are pretty cool. They seem to run fairly well as well. What's my CPU doing? Yeah, it's barely touching it. Main demo loop. Create a random color so we can pick the color. That's cool. Clear the canvas. We don't want to create a trailing effect. Loop over each firework, draw it, update it. Loop over each particle. I'm a tick. And in here we could turn off the loo. It's interesting. Yeah, well, that might be another day's project. What I would like to do is I'd like to get this finished. I mean, it's pretty close. I'm pretty happy with what I've done. So to recap, I've increased the size of the top 3 using some CSS with nth child over there. I've added a record watch. I'm going to get rid of that as well because we know it works. I think I might comment out this line because it doesn't really apply. For this widget. You know how if we did a search, so here's the dev resources one, and it is fine. There I am. There's my username. Mr. Barnes up on top, of course, and shout out to Jace, Jared, other dev MVPs. They're all up there. If we search down the bottom, it works. One item matching, yeah. If we search up the top, it also works, but it gives us a different result. I'm wondering if that's a bug that I can fix in here. Because we've got, if there's no input, no, if there is an input and keywords, we use get users. Otherwise, we use get leaderboard. That's, yeah, I know where they're coming from. But it's 2 different functions, which means that you've got 2 different queries, maybe? Let's close some of this stuff. Whoops, what happened? I hit a button on my mouse that I didn't mean to hit. Here we go. So which one wasn't working? It was the get users was showing the wrong output. So here, Slack user, glide aggregate on Slack points. So they're doing a very similar lookup, beginning of last 3 months. Oh, frick. Sorry, I'm going to have to disable that. Let's not press that button. Yeah, so get users up here is the one that includes keywords. That one. and then for each it does another lookup. I mean, pretty much the only line that I could think would break is this one, get display value user ID, whereas this one, get display value target.toString. Why are they different? Even the points lookup is different. I mean, it still shows the right points there. It's a problem, eh? So mine works in all time, but not in... What about... No. Let's have a look at all time, the other widget. Just duplicate this tab. And see if we can't work out why. Points leaderboard. I bet you this is a lot it's a lot simpler. So while Slack user.next, if they have a username, otherwise get their user ID. That's what it boils down to here. I wonder why over here Slack user get display value user ID count get display value target dot to, but it's the same freaking table. I think this is probably a better better way of getting their name. Which is here. Comment out that. We'll put this in. Shift tab that, and I'll say updated to remove error copying code from all time leaderboard, which seems to work. Okay. Slack underscore user dot get value. But yeah, so that's the same. Except instead it's result dot name instead of item. And then down here it's item. And instead of Slack dot whatever, it's count. So see, this one could be, oh frick, I need to stop whatever that is. Sorry, just give me a sec. It's well, it's disabled my thumb scroll. Horizontal scroll. There we go. Yeah, bloody mouse. Got a thumb wheel. Want to use it. too bad. It automatically sets it to like a back and forward button, which the mouse also has. I've got one of these MX Masters with yeah, too many buttons really. The horizontal scroll is nice, and I like the free up and down scroll. But yeah, where was I? So we're doing a glide aggregate on Slack points here. Then count.getDisplayValue target. Okay, so we're in Slack points point. Let's copy that table name, jump over here, .list. Slack points point, target is there, .username. I wonder if I could target.username. Hang on. I lost my change up here. Frick. Thanks, mouse. What did I do? I did, instead of item, it was result. But Slack user was the same. And I added a little updated to get correct username rather than unique ID. I haven't added a lot of blames. I'll just put a link to this video. Let me just grab that YouTube link over here, and I'll put in a updated live on here. There we go. If whoever is looking at this next time likes it, they can watch this video and get to, how far along is it? It's a long time. I've been going 2 hours. Yeah, 1 hour 55 minutes. Save. Now down here, it's item.count. Because we were looking at that over somewhere. Where was I? That one. So this is the table, Slack points point list, giver, target, and we step into the target because that is the person who has the points. And then we've got a field called user_name. Count.target.user_name. And looking up here, that's the first one. And if not, we use the user ID. If I apply that, so if we have a username, do that, else user ID. Oops. Save. We head back over here and we refresh. I would like to see some names over here. Look at that. And I mean, it's still got the same error checking. And if we search for, and I'm still big. That's a good point. How am I going to stop? I wonder if I change the... So if you search, it changes the list, and because I've got all of the medals and that sort of stuff showing on the list, and the list gets updated, the medals move, and we don't want the medals to move. Only the person in first spot, which of course is freaking points thing, should have the medal. I'll get you, points thing, one day. So that's list group item. I wonder if I could dynamically change... Yeah, okay, so I've got result container, but it's list group item, which doesn't have anything else. So this is the repeat here. I'm going to swap that out. Well, I'm not going to swap that out. I'm going to li class equals search list item ng repeat equals item in C data items. Right, it's the same, and I'm happy to put the exact same stuff inside, but we've got a different class, which means that when we do a search, and so I'm going to put an ngIf here and say if there are no c.data.keywords, use the existing one, and if there are keywords, we'll use one with a slightly different name that our CSS that puts stuff there doesn't affect, which is perfect. And I think if we look at our, yeah, it only puts the stuff in the get leaderboard if we haven't done an input in the server script, so that there won't be medals. Never mind me. But this way there won't be big people either. So now if we search for Dawsy99, ooh, okay. What am I missing there? I mean, it worked. That's this one. I bet that's a... Yeah. So list group item is a Bootstrap default class. I wonder if I could make my own secret class and put it as well as stuff. Yeah. Do I care that if you're one of the top people and you search for yourself, you don't see the medal? I don't think I do. That's fine. I just don't want it to be big every time, I think. I'd had the idea that you could increment, like you search for yourself and then like it sort of ticks, flies down the row and then shows you where you sit amongst other people. that is something that I'm going to have to put more time into, maybe eventually. I think I prefer to build the fireworks. That sounds pretty fun. But I think for now, the next step I need to work out how to ng list item. This is the wrong one. Let's jump over here. So these are the same class. Let's make this. I think you can just chain classes. All users, and then if I jump over to our CSS, this group item all users. Does that work? That feels wrong. I don't like CSS. Yeah, that didn't work. Maybe if that works. Oops. Alright, refresh. So I added another class, hid the thing, and then when I do a search, oh look, it's just me. Yeah, I think that works well. Is that enough? I think that might be enough. I'm not too worried about that. Looking at the live one. Yeah. I'm happy with that. We'll make the top. Let's have a look. If I I have a look at these elements and I go that one, like, yeah, first child, and go font size XX large, and then that one, font size X large, that one, font size large. Should I? Maybe I should bump that all. Can you do? Yeah, alright. I'll do XX and then I'll see if I can do the rest. So I'll add one more X into each of these. And then all users nth child. I think if we had a look at nth child CSS, you do odd and even formula. I wonder if you could do like greater than, less than. Sorry, I just got a message. I'm using a formula. A represents a cycle size, N is a counter, B is an offset value. Here we specify background color for all P elements whose index is a multiple of 3. A, N plus B. A represents a cycle size, N is a counter, and B is an offset value. Four to 10. No. It's less than 10. Here we specify two different background colors for odd and even elements. Let's just go nth child first 10. Here we go. Select only the 5th. All but the first 5. Only the first 5. Every 4th. Odd or even. Last. Second to last. So I think offset n plus 5. Oh, okay. So I think we might be able to use 4n plus 2, 3, 4, 5, 4n negative 4n plus 6. Say 4n plus 6. Nope. Dash n plus 4 dash n minus 4. Let's have a look here. Odd. 4, 7, 10, 5. Select nth child select 5 and 6. I don't know. CSX tricks. That is very. There's too much words here. Li. Select the first 4 elements if they are list items. Negative n plus 10. We'll select the first. We want an output of it's the offset. So the offset of 4. To 10 plus 6. Yeah. Screw it. I might just leave them a bit bigger. It's getting late and I don't like it. So that'll be what it looks like with the little medals. I like that. I think that's fair. And the people will have the star. I would like to make the next 10 a little bigger, but yeah, it's not going to happen. Oh well. Oh, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. If you're watching, you're a good mate. All right. Well, I'm pretty happy with the changes that I've made. I'll get rid of this. Save. I was going to get rid of that console log as well. So what have I done? I've done a record watch and added some emoji stars. A little blame saying come and watch my video. Alright, so this is the bit where I don't really know what I'm doing. I need to push this to GitHub. GitHub, yeah. Let's get rid of that and that and that and that and that. Probably that. Alright, so this is my GitHub and I cloned it over to... Where is it? Slack points thing, there. So this is it. Has it been committing this whole time? No, they're old commits. What happened here? So I think that's a widget. Yeah. That's all right. I'm not going to change too much. I'm going to commit, I think. Commit changes. Widget. I'm not going to commit the system property because, yeah, we don't need to. And I'm going to say update. No, wait. That's not where you put your commit message. What am I doing? That one. I just want to do that widget. Commit comment. Andrew Albury-Dor. What did I do? I did a record watch on record watch and medals for the most recent. What is it? 30 days. Recent leaderboard. Record watch medals and CSS medals and styles for recent leaderboard. Commit. So I'm assuming that's pushed it up to source control, which would be here. Can I edit that branch? Okay, so this is my commit. Jeez, it updates a lot. I hope that a lot of this crap isn't going to do anything. I don't know. I'm sure Andrew Barnes knows more about this than I do, so I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to say, I don't know, what do you say in a commit? I haven't really. Let's jump over to, oh no, not one. Pull requests? Other pull requests? Added a few more random messages. So this is Earl's. That was a while ago. Yeah, see, that's got a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so he's changing that if it gets. Here we go. So, first commit, yay. Added a record watch and some styles to the leaderboard, which the top three now show the medals, medal emoji, like in the channel, and the top 10, the rest of the top 10 have stars against their names. Also made the top 3 bigger. Yeah. I don't think I did much else, but we can continue. I'm hoping that yeah, screw it, create pull request. Checking for ability conflicts. Friggin' updates. It's pretty much only the widget that needs to be pulled in. I'm pretty sure they could just ignore everything else. But yeah, I think that was pretty successful. I mean, first live stream seems to have gone well. The number of people watching has gone from 1 to 2 and down to 1 and down to 0 and up, and I I'm assuming somebody's watching it. I can't actually see. I've got analytics, but not anything more than that. Hi, is anyone watching? I think you can pop stuff out as well. Pop out. Yeah, you can. No. I think I've kicked my laptop charger out. Which is curious because anyway, thanks for watching. I've been Andrew, and this has been some ServiceNow development. I've had a good time. If you have liked this, if you saw it, hit me up on ServiceNow developer Slack. Hit me up on Twitter at Andrew Albury-Dor. You've got my YouTube, obviously. I'm Andrew Albury-Dor on LinkedIn, pretty much everywhere. If you search my name, I'm sure it will show up in Google, and you can click something and send me a message, because I would like to know if you watched it, especially all of it, because it's 2.5 hours long. So good work to you. I had fun. I made a pull request on GitHub. I've never done that before. It was pretty easy. Yeah, thanks. I will end stream and I will see you later. Bye.